So transformations. There are three types of transformations that we possibly work with immediately or at the moment. So we work with translations, we work with reflections, and we work with rotations. Everyone agreed? Okay, so translations move a point vertically. So translations move a point vertically, that means up or down. They move horizontally, left or right, and they move, or they can move in both directions, basically. So translations can move vertically, they can move horizontally, and they can move in both directions. Now, the position of a shape on translations. Translations change the position of their shape on a Cartesian plane, but they do not change the shape and they do not change their size. Okay, they change their position on the Cartesian plane, but they do not change their shape and they do not change their size. So quickly, let's do a recap. We know translations can move horizontally, they can move vertically, and they can move in both directions. They can move their position on a Cartesian plane, but they cannot move, they cannot change their shape or their size. Reflections. Reflection is the mirror image. Okay, reflection will tell you. If you look at a reflection, it is your mirror image. It's the mirror image of a point, of a shape, or a line. There are two types of reflections, guys. Reflections about the x-axis and the y-axis. Now, when we're reflecting about the x-axis, the y value becomes negative. Okay, so if you're busy working with reflections, when you are rotating or reflecting about the y-axis, remember that the y-axis, the value, it becomes a negative, the value of it becomes negative, but the x value remains the same. Okay, so quickly a recap on that. The reflections is a mirror image of a point, a shape, a line. There's two types of reflections, reflections on the x-axis and the y-axis. And we said that if, when reflecting about the y-axis, when reflecting on the x-axis, the value of the y becomes negative, leaving the x-axis the same, untouched. The value is still the same on it. Okay, only the y value changes to negative. Okay, then we said we do rotations. So we worked on translations, we worked on reflections, and now we're going to talk about rotations. Once again, when we talk about rotations, there are three types of rotations. There is 90 degrees anti-clockwise rotations, 90 degrees clockwise rotations, and there is 180 degrees rotations. Okay, so first we're going to start with the 90 degrees anti-clockwise rotations. If a shape is rotated through a 90 degrees of horizontal lines in the original shape become vertical lines in the image. So if it is rotated through the 90-degree angle, the horizontal lines in the original shape becomes vertical lines in the image. The vertical lines in the original lines become horizontal. Okay, so we know the horizontal lines in let me say that again. When a shape is rotated through the 90 degrees, the horizontal line in the original becomes a vertical line, and a vertical line becomes the horizontal line. 90 degrees clockwise rotation. Rotations do not affect shape or size of a triangle. An image of a triangle has been rotated, so it means it's in a congruent manner, which means it's exactly the same. This means the length, the perimeter of the angle, the area, the original triangle, and its images are exactly the same. Okay, so now we've done 90 degrees, we've done 90 degrees anti-clockwise, we've done 90 degrees clockwise, and now finally we're going to do 180 degrees rotations. Okay, in this instance, what happens in a 180 degree rotations? The shape on this one, anybody knows quickly before I keep giving you all the answers? Okay, the original X and the Y values become negative when we're doing 180 degrees rotation. Okay, anybody unsure of how to work out or how to understand or to read translations or reflections or rotations? Everybody still good? Okay, awesome. So now we're going to move along to a different topic, because somebody mentioned to me last week that they were unsure of divisions of fractions, I think it is. Okay, so guys, when we talk about divisions of fractions, we're talking about the reciprocal of a fraction. Okay, we're talking about a reciprocal of a fraction. So for example, if two fractions multiplied together is equal to 1, they are reciprocal of each other. If two fractions multiplied together is equal to 1, we say they are reciprocal of each other. So let me share my board with you so we can work together. Okay. Okay, for example, if I say half is 2 over 1 because it's equal to 1. Because 1 over 2 is 2 over 1, which is equal to 1. So therefore, in this instant, it is reciprocal to each other. In order to determine the reciprocal fraction, you tip the fraction by swapping the numerator and the denominator. Okay, that is it. You tip the fraction by swapping the numerator and the denominator. So in other words, if it's written A over B, you tip it over and it becomes B over A. So you tip and times. So let's do the tip and times rule. When dividing fractions, you use the tips and times rule. So what is the tip and times rule? Okay. So A over B divided by X over Y is equal to A over B times Y over X. So we tip it over and we change it from division to multiplication, that we call tip and times. So this is dividing fractions. So let's have a look at this. 4 over 3 divided by 3 over 2. Let's tip and times once again. Then we say is equal to 4 over 3 multiplied by 2 over 3. Okay? And now what do? We say 4 times 2 is 8, and 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, let's clear out this board. Let's try this. 1 and 2 over 5 divided by 2 and 2 over 3. Firstly, guys, we need to convert the improper fractions before we can go any further. Okay, so this becomes 7 over 5. Okay, this becomes 7 over 5. 1 times 5 is 5, 7, yes. And it's divided by 8 over 3. Okay, so now we've changed it from improper fractions to from mixed numbers to improper fractions. So now we have to tip and times again. So we've got 7 over 5. When we tip and time, we're going to change this into a multiplication, and that goes on the top. So it becomes and the answer is exactly 7 times 3 is 21. 5 is over 40. Okay, bright, sharp brains. I can see everybody is awake on a Monday morning. Guys, you understand how we're tipping and timing. So that's how we divide fractions. Okay, let's look at this one. So if I have to say 2 over 5 divided by 3 over 2. Okay, what will I do? Once again, we tip and times. So that's a division. We say 2 over 5 multiplied by 2 over 3. And for all the brains that are working today, it'll be 4 over 15. Okay, once again, if I have to say 3 over 2 plus 1 over 3, how would I write this? If I have 3 over 2 and 1, well, how would I work out this? Okay, firstly, guys, we're going to say what? We got 3 over 2 and we got 1 over 3. Anybody? So we rewrite this fraction with a division. So we say 3 is equal to 3 over 5 divided by 3 over 2 plus 1 over 3. My board's not going to be enough, guys. I need to start this one again. So if I got 3. I love how your brains are nice and wide and awake today. Plus 1 over 3. I think I'm going to have to write really, really much smaller. So we're going to say 3 over 5 divided by 3 over 2 plus 1 over 3. And then I'm going to be saying 3 over 5 divided by 9 over 2. Because we solved the brackets and the LCD here is equal to 6. So there we go. Okay, now we say 3 over 5 divided by 9 divided by 2, plus 2. We would need to solve, we need to first rewrite the fractions so that it becomes a division, and then we solve our brackets, and then we work with it. Suppose if you have some shortcuts, guys, it works. Just watch when you're sitting to do an assignment or you're sitting to do your exam that you're following all the rules. Okay, so now we've come to here, and then we apply the rule again, where we say 3 over 5 multiplied by 6 over 11, and our answer is, I'm going to write my answer here. 3 times 6 is 18 over 55. Guys, whenever you're working out any assignment or math project or your maths exam, please make sure you work out to have a look to see how many marks is allocated for that working out. Do not do shortcuts. If the marks are required for full, please work out a full answer for that. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the word, using the word in fractions. The word means multiply. So let's do this. So if I say 2 over 3 of 12, what am I saying? If it's written work out 2 over 3 of 12, I am saying is equal to 2 over 3 multiplied by 12 over 1. And then I multiply and I multiply. So it is 2 times 3, 2 times 12 is 24, and 3 times 1 is 1. Yes, exactly. 12 divided 3 times. Okay, guys, how are you doing so far? So for example, if I have 1 over 4 of 12, if I say I ate 1/4 of a pizza, there was 12 slices of pizza, and I ate 1/4 of the 12 slices. What I'm basically saying is 12 over 4, okay, which means I ate 4 goes into 12 3 times. It means I ate 3 slices of pizza. Correcto. Divided by 4. Okay. Everybody's good with that. So guys, we worked with a few different things today. Anybody else wants a recap of what we started off with? I'm going to do a quick recap, guys, because the time seems to fly by super quick when I'm with you guys. It flies slower when I'm with the F1 kids for some very strange reason. Okay, so we spoke about transformations, and then we said that transformations is divided into 3 different types. We've got translations, reflections, rotations. We said translations can move. Sorry, let me stop sharing this board. Translations can move vertically, horizontally, and in both directions. Oh, yeah, in both directions. And we said translations can move its position on the Cartesian plane, but it does not change its shape or size. And then we spoke about reflections, and we said reflections is literally the mirror image of a shape, a point, or a line. And we said there's 2 types of reflections: the reflections of an axis and a y-axis. And we said if when reflecting about the axis, we said that the y value becomes negative and the x-axis remains the same. And then we spoke about rotations, and we said that there's 3 different types of rotations. We said there's 180 degrees anti-clockwise rotation, a 90 degrees anti-clockwise rotation, a 90 degrees clockwise rotation, and 180 degrees rotation. Okay. And then we spoke about reciprocal of fractions. We said that if 2 fractions are multiplied together and they turn into a 1 or they equal to 1, we said we call this reciprocal fractions. Okay, and we worked out about a few fractions, and we learned about tip and times, the rule for multiplying fractions. So our division becomes a multiplication, and we swap over the numerator and the denominator.